here in New Canaan. Right now there's 31 houses that are pending your CTS. It's actually 27 houses pending, and 4 of them are CTS continue to show, which again, that means that there's still inspections outstanding or a mortgage contingency in limbo. So that's what's happening. There's only been one trade here in New Canaan in the last 7 days. We're here on Elm Street. This is an amazing location if you're into spending money. They've got all kinds of shops here. I'm in front of Vineyard Vines, over by Ann Taylor, Ralph Lauren. This guy's honking the horn. Don't you know there's a horn law here? What is it called again? You know, a town restriction against using your horn just to willy-nilly it. Anyway, so we're here downtown New Canaan, people waving. I want to hopefully get a couple of citizens of the town of New Canaan on with us today. If you missed the episode of Discover Fairfield from yesterday, it just premiered on the Discover Connecticut channel and will be premiering at 7 p.m. on the Mark Pyers channel on YouTube. So we're here, not a lot of people out. It's supposed to rain, so I took a chance, but I did want to get out for a few minutes and just show you New Canaan. Any questions that I can answer for you? Please leave your comments after the show or during the show. Soon we'll have somebody here behind the camera as well, just taking notes. Hey Mark, they wanted to know X. How do I get the most money for my house in the shortest amount of time? I'll tell you. Just give me a call, shoot me an email. You're gonna see my contact info. It's right there. I'm sorry? No, not yet. I gotta edit it and put it in. Yeah, you guys you want it now. You know, this is the world we live in today. They want the contact information now while I'm here in New Canaan doing the actual show. Anyway, any questions I hope to answer for you. If you need assistance buying or selling real estate in the state of Connecticut, just let me know, at least so I can give you my perspective. I always say I just want to be at the table. I don't expect anything from anybody for free. I want to sit at the table and share what I do differently and see if it's good enough to get your business. I'm going to hustle for you. I'm going to create content for you. I'm going to be creative for you. And we're going to get the job done and put the most money in your pocket in the shortest period of time. Again, the horn, you know, town referendum. In fact, most of these people are supposed to not even have horns anymore. That was part of the law, restricting the use and the installation, in some cases, of horns. Anyway, guys, again, we're just trying to add a little comic relief because we're here in downtown New Canaan right now and nobody's walking by. We can't get one resident. Nobody wants to shop, huh? Imagine owning one of these shops and you're here. It's just like you know, Monday. I don't feel like going to Splash of Pink. I don't feel like going to Vineyard Vines. That car freaked me out. I could see it on the screen and I was like, that's coming at me. Sort of. You know what? Let's do that just for the effect. Okay? We're here and we're going to make it look like we're getting hit by a car. That's actually an effect, I think, I'm realizing. We just need to get a car now. Oh, here we go. Here's the car coming. Let's see if we can get the effect. How are you? Could you guys share what you love about Connecticut, about New Canaan? Well, we're live right now on Discover Connecticut. It's the only hyper-local show about Fairfield County. I go live from all over, and I try to highlight the communities, the 400 years of history under our feet, and my real estate business. And I try to see if I could ask people what they love about being in Connecticut, about the towns they live in and that they spend their money in specifically. Yeah. You have 2 minutes? You want to share what you love about the town?
No, well, my English is not perfect.
That's okay. My English is terrible as well. Well, you love the town, though.
Well, we love the town.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We love the community. Yeah. We love everything over here.
How long have you been?
We've been here for 23 years.
Yeah.
23 years in Connecticut.
Yes.
Yeah.
We live in North Stamford, but we are very close to New Canaan. We live right on the border.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like 2 miles from us is the town. Yes.
You get the best of both worlds over there because you have Stamford and then you can come right across to New
We
Canaan.
hardly go to Stamford. We always come here.
Every night.
Because we walk around the town. We use it as an exercise.
Let me shift the camera. You're doing great. Let's just get you on because everybody's watching and they don't even know who I'm talking to. See, my camera's facing the wrong way. I'm Mark Pyers.
Hi, Anton Chotai.
Anton?
Hi, Ann.
Ann, very nice to meet you
Nice
both.
to meet you.
Yeah.
So you've been in town 20 years.
Yeah, over 20,
Yep.
23. To be
Where
exact.
did you come from before?
Well, we lived all over.
Have a good day. I tried to get her on camera. She didn't want to go on camera.
Okay.
So you've been here over 20 years. Where'd you come from? Where were you before?
I was in Nyack.
Nyack,
New York,
okay, I know
and before
Nyack.
that, I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
And
okay.
I was in Bronx, in Arthur Avenue section, in Little
Oh, so you get the real good food over there,
Italy.
Arthur Avenue.
So we got a real good food over there.
And we're from New Jersey. I always ask.
Dumont.
Dumont. Okay, I was from Tom's River.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how far that is.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
pretty far.
It is, yeah. I moved here when I was 13 to New Canaan, and I went to high school here. And then my father's a builder in the area, my brother. And then I moved to Fairfield, but I still sold real estate here for 15 years. I still sell real estate all over the state. But
What's your real estate company?
Coldwell Banker.
Coldwell Banker?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what's your father said was a developer, or what did you say?
He was a builder for many years. Still, my brother's now taking over the company and running the business now. It's called Empires Construction, kind of a pun on Mark Pyers, Empires.
Oh,
So
okay.
my father was the first creative, and then I came along after him and took the reins to be the creative in the family.
So you still live in New Canaan? Or?
I live in Fairfield now. My wife's a fourth generation Fairfield resident.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, you go where your wife wants to go if you want
Yeah, absolutely.
happy
Oh,
wife.
Fairfield is a nice town too. So.
Oh, it's a great town. It's a great town. Yeah, I spent 15 years here and the last 16 there, and I love every place I've been in Fairfield County.
Yeah.
They're all great towns.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own unique benefit, I'd say, over the others, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
But being New Canaan, what I always loved about it, you tell me if I'm wrong, but this is kind of like the center point for all of the towns around us. Because you got Norwalk, you got Stamford, you could go up to Ridgefield.
Yeah.
You're right here kind of in the center,
Right.
but we don't have Post Road running through, which is what has always made this the next station to heaven. You know, it's just because you have this Elm Street, one-way street here.
Yes.
It's special.
Well,
Yeah.
we love New Canaan.
We
love
love
the town, the small town feel,
Yes.
and the family-oriented kind of town. So,
Did you have children that
Restaurant.
grew up here?
Well, we do have 3 children, but
Three
they're
boys.
they're
They're
in
all in
college
college.
now. Yeah.
Okay. Did they go to New Canaan High School?
No, they went
Yeah.
to private school. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they went, the Hopkins, a couple in Hopkins in New Haven.
Okay, yeah.
And one in Fordham Prep in the Bronx. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Fordham Prep's great school.
So we never went in public schools. Nothing against that, public schools. But they do
No,
good
a lot of people choose that. My son's at Fairfield Prep,
stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
and Fairfield's got great schools.
Correct,
You know,
yeah.
but
I know, yeah,
you know,
yeah, and especially in New Canaan, all New Canaan schools are
they're
highly rated. Yeah,
top.
from
Yeah,
the
but
bottom
it's a
to
little
the top.
different
Yeah,
living in Stamford. The public
Yeah.
schools are not.
yeah. So yeah,
you know what
Ideal.
I always felt, because I graduated in '96, that I felt like New Canaan High School felt like a private school because it was so small.
Yeah.
I had 134 people in my senior class.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We all knew each other. Everybody knew each other in the school. It felt like that private school, even though it to me, when I first drove up, it felt like a jail. I was like, what the hell is this? Like, that's the high school. I was like, where are the bars? you know? But you walk, I mean, it's amazing. Now they've taken it to a whole new level. But in '92, when I drove into town, it was a different town, you know? So it shifted.
Well, I mean, we've been coming here. Actually, we know New Canaan better than Stamford because we never go to Stamford.
Yeah.
But because
Don't discount Stamford though. I do episodes there. It's a great town. They got a lot of cool
it
stuff.
Is, absolutely.
you know?
I'm not.
No, but
I'm
you
not
are.
just
You're right.
comparing to New Canaan.
Where we are right now is special.
Yeah,
it really,
exactly.
truly
because,
is.
Yes, because when we moved to Stamford didn't have that harbor site over there.
Oh, I see.
Now that harbor site,
Harbor
the
View,
harbor
yeah, the
view,
harbor view's
whatever it's
beautiful,
called
yeah.
now. Now it's over there. It's beautiful too, but that's more for younger generation. They feel like a little bit.
Growing up in
growing
New
up.
Jersey, I'm used to not having to pay for parking
Oh,
to go
yeah.
to a restaurant or something. So in Stanford, you have to pay. So
Well, I mean,
New
it's
Canaan,
not
that's why we
expensive
choose
anyway,
New
that's-
Canaan.
Yeah.
It's actually a great point. You park here and you just kind of, as long as you're 2 hours or less,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I know the parking lady, she does her job correctly. So you want to make sure you
Oh, she does?
yeah, 2
Oh,
hours
okay.
or they mark the tire.
Oh,
Have you
yeah?
seen that before?
No.
They come by and mark the tire, and then
Yeah.
2 hours later they come by, and if whoever's got a mark on there is getting a ticket. And so,
I see.
but 2 hours is a lot of time for free. Like
Yeah,
you said,
that's
Stanford
it.
you're paying, everywhere
yeah.
else you're paying. So
Yeah, I mean, even in Stamford, there's not really a lot of money. Like for $1, you can park like 4 hours or something. And it's like it's not.
yeah.
But it's still sometimes the inconvenience you want to just run. You know, like not go to the machine and like do the stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It is like really convenient. You know, like you get here, you have have a lot of parking.
And basically
A lot of
whatever you
good
feel like for
restaurants.
food, there's
Yeah.
tons of different options here, which I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah,
fantastic
some-
as well.
Some good
Yeah.
restaurants. you
So
know.
we're looking forward to Lombardi's opening.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It-
Yeah, it was
they were supposed to
to
open
the end of March.
end of March, but they're not doing it. I guess something probably with the permits or something.
Yeah, it always seems to delay a little bit, but that's also gets you a little more excited for the opening.
Yeah.
You know,
I got
I'm
it.
sure there'll be
Yeah.
lines around the corner when they
Yeah.
do finally
Yeah.
open up. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the second piece for them, right over there
Dolce.
for
Yeah.
Dolce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
Now they actually have a real sit-down space,
Yeah.
which will be better.
well, it's interesting. Spiga. Spiga
Yes,
has
fantastic.
the second piece over there, the Waveney.
Where is it?
Is it in the South Street? It's South End or whatever.
Oh, that's. Oh, I didn't know they owned that
Yeah,
one.
It
Yeah.
used to be called South End. Now it's
Yeah.
called the Waveney.
Okay.
And it's the same owner, Spiga, and they have also the restaurant in Darien called
Malta.
Molto.
Yes, and there's one in Fairfield that there's a Malto, so it must be
maybe
theirs
must
as
be
well.
theirs too. I don't know that one,
Yeah.
but we've been in all of this thing. So Fairfield, we don't go that much. We used to.
Got a lot of great restaurants in
Yeah.
Fairfield
I
for
You
know,
know,
sure.
the last time actually I went with my son over there about probably 6 months ago. We walked around, because we used to. We went in one restaurant when we sat right next to Martha Stewart, and it was right on the water. I think we used
Oh
to.
wow.
This
Used to be
is
called
here.
Maria's, I think was
Yeah.
called the restaurant.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if it's still there in the business.
You know, I'm not sure, but I would say that it does have Fairfield has a little bit of a feel like this because the
Yeah.
walking, you got you had all these different stores and restaurants on the strip.
Yeah.
You just have the, two-way traffic.
Yeah.
But that post road section feels a little different than some of the others. Some of them feel a little bit too kind of cramped, but that one's, it's a nice strip there. Then you have a little gazebo there. They have music there during the week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like all the towns go above and beyond to get everybody out of their houses
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Because of what we went through that 5-year period where they forced everyone in.
Right.
They're like, look, we can do great things here,
Yeah,
and they
especially
should.
with outdoor
Well,
seating.
well,
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
because all the towns are great in Fairfield County. Honestly, I like the best New Canaan as a town, and then my second best, believe it or not, is Richfield.
Ridgefield.
Because I like that it has almost the same feel when
It
you
does,
walk.
yeah,
It
yeah.
has some historical houses.
It's
You know,
beautiful.
it's beautiful, and nice restaurants. You can sit outside, especially when it's a nice weather. Fairfield is a little bit too busy. Like it is in a busy road at the Post Road, Post Road, or whatever. it's
yeah,
called.
everybody's got post road except
Yeah.
for Ridgefield and New
Yes,
Canaan. You're right.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Richfield has also like similar feel to this one. Greenwich is obviously
You know, it's
has like that very busy. What do you call that? Putnam Avenue? What is it?
yeah. You have Greenwich Ave and you have
Greenwich Ave,
Mason,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
those
yeah,
streets are
Mason, yeah.
pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty busy.
Greenwich is pretty busy. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's also great too is Ridgefield, because you bring that up, the arts.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
they
yeah.
between the museums and then they have all of the different artistic, the Ridgefield Playhouse, like all these amazing places for the
Yeah,
arts to breathe.
And it also is a small town feel. That's what we like. We like the small town. feel.
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
We passed the part that we want to go like with the crowd is.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
You graduate from the city. I always wonder, I never lived in the city, but I know people were like, I'll never leave the city. And then they're out here like, I don't know what, it took me so long to get out here,
Yeah.
But I guess you kind of have a switch, like you
Yeah,
said, where you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm over it,
Yeah,
I
you
could
know.
visit.
Yeah.
I could get in the car and go back,
Yeah.
but like I'd rather be here in the
Correct.
sunsets.
Yeah, that's
and,
exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were actually like because we shopping like for 6 months somewhere else, like in a warmer weather. But we also said we're not gonna leave Fairfield County. We want to be around here 6 months.
Oh yeah.
Because winter we don't want to be here honestly. But like summer.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Definitely like. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you
Okay.
both,
Nice meeting
Anton
you
and
too.
Annie. You
Good
said
luck.
correct, Annie?
Anne.
Anne
Yes.
and Anton. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Nice
And
to
if
meet
you ever need to sell your house, make sure you reach out to me, Coldwell Banker, Discover Connecticut, Mark Pyers.
All right, good luck. All right, take care.
Pleasure to meet you. Take care. Interview number 2, guys. Sometimes you have to do it. Sometimes you have to start a conversation. And when you do that, you're going to have a conversation. Let me see if I can put this back on. There we go. go. So that was a nice conversation from Anton and Ann talking about what they love about New Canaan. That's what's awesome about New Canaan. You don't have to live in New Canaan to visit New Canaan. The shops, the restaurants, they're accessible to everybody. If you live in town, it's just a lot easier to get to. So any questions you may have about New Canaan, make sure you reach out. Remember, this is Discover Connecticut. We're here to discover what's so fantastic about this state. And so I'll continue to show up in a different town. Continue to try to dig deeper with these conversations we're having with people walking on the street. And again, I hope you guys have suggestions for me, spots I haven't been to yet, locations you'd like to see me feature. If you have a small business, if you have a big business and you want to feature it on Discover Connecticut, make sure you reach out to me. The information is right here, it's on one side or the other, okay? I haven't put it on yet, guys. I will though, and when you see it, you'll know. So I guess that's basically it, guys. Now we're sitting here and it's getting pretty dark. Let me just back us out a little bit. That's better, right? You can see me. So, as you can see across the street, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. I'll tell you a story. When I first moved to New Canaan, they didn't have anything in town, not even a Dunkin' Donuts. You weren't allowed to. There was a Baskin-Robbins. And then once Dunkin' Donuts broke the barrier down the road on the left, that was a wrap. That is just an absolute wrap. So anyway, guys, that's it from downtown New Canaan. Remember, Discover Connecticut is here with live interviews on the street. You just have to get people to walk by. This guy looks like a real recluse. He may not want to chat, but I'm going to ask him if he wants to chat, because that's the job of the host of Discover Connecticut, is to uncover what people love about New Canaan. How are you, sir? Care to talk about what you love about New Canaan?
Not right now.
Not right now? I appreciate it though. Next time, next time. That was the guy I wanted to talk to, but he just scurried by. Scurrier. All right, guys, so I think that's a wrap here. Elm Street, New Canaan, Connecticut. Oh, there's 2 more people walking by. Let's just wait and see. We may get lucky. We may get lucky. If we do, you'll know. Just gotta fix that every once in a while, you know. Let's see if we can get an answer. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut?
Not really.
Okay. We're gonna get that a lot. I told you guys. There'll be people who just have no interest in being on the show. No interest in sharing what they love about the town. They just want to share a moment together, you know, after a nice lunch, late lunch here at Elm. Anyway, so that's it, guys. Shot down at the end. That's a great way to end a show. Goodness. Anyway, you know, guys, sometimes you take the good, you take the bad. That's, man, the facts of life. I don't know the whole thing. I remember I was going to get hit by a car. This is how it looks. Oh, I just got hit by a car. Anyway, guys, wrapping it up now. I got to go. Did this even go live? I don't even know if this went live. That's the crazier thing. This may not have even gone live. That's always funny when you do a whole show. We're live. You know what, guys? Sorry, I didn't realize there's a group note. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me here, Discover Connecticut. We'll see you next. How you doing, sir? Care to share what you love about New Canaan with Discover Connecticut? We're live right now to millions of people. No, I wish it was millions, but we're live right now on YouTube, all other platforms. I'm Mark Pyers.
Hi, Doug Warmond.
Doug?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm great.
You live in town?
I do.
How long you been here?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Where'd you come from?
Manhattan.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you took that jump. I was just talking to 2 people and they said, we got to a point, we got sick of it. We're like, we're leaving. I said, there's this like switch I think people have. We're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm ready
yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
Is that how you felt?
A little bit. I took a job up in South Norwalk, so I was doing a reverse commute, and then we were like, no more of that, so we chose New Canaan.
You get your sanity back.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of time, a lot of free time that we earned by.
Absolutely. So what do you love about the town?
Oh, everything really, actually. I mean, I'm gonna walk over to Walgreens now, and
it's nice to be able to do that. Just that point.
It's easy to take it for granted.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of places like this.
This is very true.
It's easy to think it's normal, but it's, and it keeps getting nicer every year.
That's fantastic. Well, yeah, I do see that. I grew up here. I graduated in '96, and from what I remember from then to now, it's just a whole different town.
Yeah.
But it still has the same vibe, the same quaint, you come out here and you just could relax, take a breath, and just amazing shops and restaurants. But I've always loved that, but I really love how New Canaan feels expansive. It's a pretty big town.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think so because it feels like it's not, but it's it has more land than Norwalk.
Yeah, I'm also constantly impressed by the resources. Like, you could be at the Glass House, you could be out at the library, you could be at the Playhouse. Like, it's, Waveney, it's just unlimited. Irwin, like, it's just unlimited with these incredible assets that, again, I think it's easy to take it for granted, but
I totally agree.
Place.
I just did an episode of Irwin last week.
Okay.
I'm trying to hit all the spots.
Yeah.
And so the concept of the show is to highlight the small businesses, the 400 years of history under our feet, and my real estate business, because I'm a realtor in Connecticut.
Okay.
And so I've been covering all the different spaces, but like, I'd love for someone to be like, hey, you should go and do this. This is a cool thing you should cover on the show, and I'll go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions of things, of spots, anything that you think is like, this is the thing that people should know about, even if it's just a cool video.
It's a great point. I mean, there's some beautiful horse farms over there on the right side of town, the east side of town, that I've come to love.
That's right.
Me and my son get in the car, we drive in a different direction. It's been 10 years, and I don't know the names of the roads, but we just find new spots over and over again.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just get in the car and take a drive. I think that should be the...
Like old school, like when my dad would be like, get in the car, we're going for a ride. Like, that's how we spend time.
That's fantastic. So, what do you do up here for work?
I work at a hedge fund in South Norwalk.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense to come up here.
Yeah. So now it's about 10 minutes from the house.
If you had one piece of advice you could give to young entrepreneurs out there that are thinking about trying to elevate and get to the next level, what would you tell them at a young age right now?
Hard work will get you there.
Hard work.
Just stick with the hard work. There's no shortcuts.
There is no shortcuts,
Just trust your instincts and work hard.
I love it.
Everything works out with hard work.
That's amazing. If you were to look at yourself at like 20 years old and where you are now, would you be shocked? Would you be surprised where you are in life?
It's been a bumpy ride.
Okay.
And there's no straight lines.
Yeah.
But I'd say right on schedule, and super grateful that it's worked this way.
I always say, because my show's about positivity, and the show is called Mark Pyers, but if you put INS in the middle, it spells Mark Inspires.
Oh, cool.
So I'm the host of the longest running daily show on earth. I've been live every day since December 31st, 2018.
Wow.
Now, no one knows this because I was live through the last 6 years when they were telling us a lot of things that weren't true. I mean, sometimes. And I would just say, hey, guys. And I think I pissed off some people along the way. That being said, I started this to not talk about anything but Connecticut. And what I realized is that we get low points. We have low points in our lives.
Oh, for sure, man.
And I think some people can't handle it, and they try to take an easy way out. But I like to say this to anybody who ever feels that way. There will be a day in the future, like now, where you look back with gratitude that you had the strength to keep going.
Oh, sure.
And I feel like people don't realize that because the moment is so powerful.
Yeah.
And if you realize that this is the only thing that exists, this one moment, it just keeps going and we're here with it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so powerful. Yeah. But you have to say, okay, one day I'll be in a different moment.
Yeah.
And I'll be grateful that I was strong enough to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I sounded like for you.
The essence of that message is something I think about every morning for at least an hour.
I love that.
And I wouldn't define myself by living in a nice town or cars or assets. It's when I was in my deepest, darkest times that I got out. And it's on multiple occasions, and those by far define me, and it's what I'm most proud of.
And that's amazing. I hear that because a lot of people define themselves by their by what the world would consider successes,
Yeah.
but the personal challenges when you accomplish and destroy those, they're so much bigger than financial success.
100%.
That's amazing. And they
Yeah.
make you the man you are today that stands
Yeah,
in front
yeah.
of me.
And you have to constantly remind yourself that you went through those things, and that, you know, that's built your character. And I hope to be. The key is to be able to impress upon the younger kids that, like, when they're failing, that's the good part. Like, that you're supposed to be doing that.
My
Like,
wife just said
go
that.
blow yourself up over and over again. And you know, I probably accidentally blew up a few times later on, and I wish I started earlier, just making massive mistakes and just digging out.
One of my quotes I said, one of my speeches recently is that my failures are where I find my success.
Yeah,
And I think that's
100%.
true. We don't really understand things until we look at them from that perspective of failure. Like, there's no such thing as failure
No.
unless you give up.
Not even close. Yeah, exactly. And that's the
reflect.
other portion of the message I listen to every day for an hour.
What was say your full name? I want to get it right on
Doug
the screen.
Warmond.
Doug Warmond,
Yeah.
my brother.
Good luck with your
It was nice
business.
to meet
Yeah.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you so
good luck.
much. Hey, if you ever need any real estate assistance, look for me, all right?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Love the whole thing.
Thanks, brother. Take care, all right? Guys, Doug Warmond shares some personal reflection and inspiration with you here in downtown New Canaan. That was something, I'll tell you. That was something. That was freaking cool. Man, that guy just took a lot out of me, man. Just hearing how inspirational he was. Personal challenges we face, guys, they're harder than the world can see, but it's standing up against them, fighting back against all odds, saying, I will not lose, I will not fail, I will succeed. And that success may not come today, my friend. That success may not come tomorrow. But can you sustain? Can you keep going while the world is against you, while the tide is against you? This is the question. I can tell you one thing, unequivocally, as I stand in front of you today, I continue to show up. I continue to fight. I continue to say no, I will not stop. Wow, that guy was awesome. So cool. Anyway, guys, I think that's it from downtown New Canaan. What an episode. Unexpected. I got to do more of that. That's what I want to just start talking to people on the street. Get some insight into life. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Any questions? If you have any comments about today's episode, please leave them below and let me know what your favorite part was of the episode. I did not film this. I hope the whole thing went through without a hitch. It looks like we got through cleanly. We'll see when I go back for the edit. Thanks for watching. Guys, look at this car. Check out this cool car. You see that? That's a cool car right there. That's so cool. So you see anything and everything here in downtown New Canaan, right? Even some old weird car. Oh gosh, good times. Doug. The guy was cool. All right, so listen, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, this show is here for you, to connect with you, and to help you with your real estate in any manner, whatever it is. I'm even here to give you just estimates if you're trying to get insurance quotes. These are things we're here to help you, but specifically, let's create content and let's sell your property or help you buy a property. I want to start shooting these walkthroughs. You guys up for that? Had a couple of clients that were saying they wanted to be on camera. I'm up for that. I want to do it. Anyway, guys, I got to go now. Seriously, it's starting to rain. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for your support. And we had two cool conversations here on the street in New Canaan. Where will we be tomorrow? Make sure you leave a comment.